For 15 years, I worked as a television reporter, both in the U.S. and overseas. I worked as a foreign correspondent in Berlin for PBS. It was a PBS-based program called European Journal, and so I traveled throughout Eastern and Western Europe covering stories. When you are working for a show like European Journal, it was an award-winning program, long-form reporting. They're like mini docs, mini documentaries. So I really enjoyed getting an issue and talking to a lot of people. So I've done local TV reporting, I did some work at CNN in Atlanta, and international reporting as well. And then I finished my master's and started to teach at the university level, Arizona State University, while I was finishing my master's at Walter Cronkite School of Journalism there. And then worked for a few years at San Jose State University in the role of a professor too, and now I'm here. When I was working at San Jose State, someone approached me about a story regarding an 11-man crew that they were flying on a B-24 called the Jitterbug. It crash landed on Iwo Jima. It was quite a story, but it had never been recorded because the crash landing happened while communication was down. American communication was down because it was still owned by the Japanese. And so when they crash landed, the military, the Marines had to stop firing, and they had to fix their engine. It was just a nearly impossible task that they pulled off, and no one was injured. I do keep in touch with a lot of the men. They are dear people. The Jitterbug mission over Iwo Jima has meant a lot to them because they've taken this DVD and gone into schools, and it's given them this new career. I teach documentary history and production here at San Francisco State University, and also in the BECA department I teach reporting classes and other production classes. The thing is about teaching and still being able to work as a professional journalist, it keeps you sharp, I think. Because when you're teaching what you do and you have students who are asking you, well, why do you do it that way? Or have you ever thought about doing it this way? Or it forces me to stay on top of the business rather than saying, oh yes, 3, 5, 10 years ago, whatever, I was doing this. I think that makes you irrelevant. I don't think I've reached my crowning glory yet. Yeah, there are a lot more projects out there for me. I still have some place to go with all of this, and that's yet to be seen, and that's the exciting thing about being a journalist. I'm Grace Provenzano, Assistant Professor at San Francisco State University, the BECA department.